Well, that was fucking depressing. That was about as bad as I really could have imagined that I would have went. This is immediately following the Jets' just embarrassing night in Miami. Watched at a friend's house. I'm driving home now. I wish I had drank more so that I couldn't drive and that I couldn't remember, because that was really fucking horrible, guys. That was insane. As jetsy as a Jets performance as you can possibly jet up. I don't even know where to start. It's the same fucking thing every goddamn fucking week with this team, with the fucking mental mistakes and the penalties, the pre-snap penalties, personal fouls. They had some help from possibly the worst officiating crew I've ever seen in my fucking life. That was nuts tonight. The amount of... I get it, when you're as undisciplined of a team as the Jets are, you're gonna get ticky-tack calls against you. Garrett Wilson's offensive pass interference in the end zone was one of the more ludicrous calls I can remember seeing go against a team. That was ridiculous. And then right after that, the John Simpson, he just pancaked the guy, and they said that was a personal foul. I don't really understand that. But aside from that, and listen, there are a plethora of reasons why the Jets lost this game, and it's not just the officiating, but there's something to be said about how fucking bad the officiating was tonight on that crew. The amount of late hits Miami had on the Jets, just nothing called against Miami all night long. I get it. You want to pick on the Jets because they're undisciplined and you're looking for it. I could live with that. It's bullshit, but it is what it is. When you're this undisciplined, that's what you're going to get. The fact that the Dolphins weren't called for half those times, there is, 45, 50 yards of penalties left on the table that the Jets should have had gone their way. Getting that out of the way, because I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, the refs fucked us out of this win, because they didn't. The Jets fucked themselves out of this win pretty early and often, starting with the Braylon Allen fumble. Let's hope he's all right. Like, you don't want to see a young guy like that get seriously injured. He had to leave the game after the kickoff return. Looked like a knee injury. But to have that opening drive, the defense forced a field goal on their opening drive. Whatever, could have been a little cleaner. You got out of it with a field goal. That's fine. You get the ball. Not great field position. Did a pretty bad job. Penalty, whatever it was. I forgot why they started so far back. And then you just run it down their throats for 80 yards. Just play after play, gash after gash, 10 yards, 10 yards, 10 yards, 10 yards. Demoralizing. And finally, you're going in on an opening drive. Things are feeling good. You just took like 10 minutes off the clock. Give it to Braylon Allen. He bursts through the hole. He's going down, and he gives it one last effort to push himself up, and he gets fucking stripped, and you lose the ball at the 4-yard line when it should have been a touchdown. It's a gut punch, and that sucks. For the defense to then just turn around and just give up the easiest 96-yard drive I've ever seen in my life, like it was nothing to the Dolphins. It's a 14-point swing. That game was over right there. It wasn't technically 10 points, and yeah, you can make up 10 points whenever you want in this league now, the way the rules are. That game was over. Mentally, they were not coming back from that. Disgusting. Going into the half, you had Nick Folk line up for a 58-yard field goal, which I thought was ludicrous. I am still in disbelief that he hit it. After week one, I came on here and I talked about how I think Nick Folk is probably washed, and I think that's going to be a problem. He looks great, so that apparently is fine. 58-yard career-long field goal. You go into the half, 10-3. It's like you're getting the ball at halftime in the second half. Like, okay. settle back down, score a touchdown, it's a tie game, new ball game. What do? You fumble the fucking kickoff return in the second half, and you just give them the ball right back? Unacceptable, man. Ridiculous. You can't make it up. It's just like... You give up the touchdown again. Great. Whoop-de-doo. They're still not out of it, is the thing. 17-3. Justin Fields comes back and has just a ridiculous 45-yard fourth down conversion run for a touchdown because he's an insane athlete. That's the thing about this Jets team. There is talent. I was talking about it earlier this morning. There's talent on every team. Any team can beat any team in the NFL. It comes down to coaching and scheme and, what I didn't mention, fucking discipline. And this team is wildly undisciplined and wildly disorganized and wildly stupid many, many a time. So you have Justin Fields going for the touchdown. Great. Defense going back and forth. I mean, I'm coming right off this game right now. My emotions are high. I can't remember the exact, sequence of events. You get to a point now where you forced Miami to punt the ball. What does our punt returner do? Who the fuck is this guy? It's the guy we picked up from the Browns. I forget. Isaiah Williams, I think his name. I'm not even sure what his name is. And I don't think I really have to learn it, because he better be off the fucking team tonight. He better not be allowed on the plane home. You're going to... First of all, you fumble the kickoff in the second half. Kill the team right there. And kill her. And then you're going to fair catch at the 2-yard line? And then look around and be like, oh, I can't believe it. What do you mean? I don't understand. My eyes almost bugged out of my fucking skull looking at that. I could not believe what I was watching. But yet I could perfectly believe what I was watching, because the Jets are the Jets. And this is what happens to them now. They can't force a fucking turnover. They can't fall on a fumble. They had 3 fumbles tonight. They couldn't fall on any of them. They forced 2 of them. They couldn't fall on any of them. Again. This is why I don't do videos like immediately after games, because I'm a fucking psycho and I can't do it. Anyway, let's continue to recap, I guess. The defense started holding them at the end and forcing punts, because the Dolphins really stopped trying to move the ball and they were just trying to run the clock out. So it's not like, oh, the defense stood tough at the end. That's not why they stood tough. The Dolphins were just trying to kill clock. They weren't being creative anymore on defense. You drive down, they throw one last touchdown pass to Garrett Wilson, who is... I feel so bad for Garrett Wilson. He is the only player on this entire roster that, looks like he gives a shit or tries at all. He never goes down at first contact. He's always trying to spin out. He's always trying to juke out, backstep, do something. I mean, the offensive pass interference call, ridiculous. We just went over that. Insane. It was an insane catch that he made first place. So he should have, that's one touchdown he should have had. This other one that he actually got credit for, again, what another amazing catch. Not a great pass by Justin Fields. It was kind of wobbling and kind of hung up there a little bit. But going around the defender, catching it, bobbling it, getting the feet down. Garrett Wilson is in a class of his own on the New York Jets. Probably the best receiver we've ever had. I mean, you want to talk about Don Maynard and Altoon, Wesley, well, I was not there. I can't vouch for them. He's the best wide receiver I've ever seen wearing this logo. Hands down. He's a special, special player, and I feel so bad that he's being wasted right now on this game. Even the last play of the game, where they had 2 seconds and they went for the little Miracle Hope Stanford versus Cal kind of play, which was their only option at that point. He catches it. He breaks the tackle. He's looking around. There's nobody behind him to lateral to because everyone ran in front of him. Not the play. Horrible play. He runs back into the end zone. Keeps going around and around. He made more happen on that play than any other player did on the team. So, best player on the team. And that brings me another point. Of course, the Dolphins, 10 seconds left, 15 seconds left, they punt the ball. Of course, they have one of the best punts I've ever seen. It checks up at the 1 yard line perfectly. It almost winds down the clock all the way to 0. And you can't write it up any worse, but this was really bad for the Jets. This was just about as bad of a performance as you could have put out on Monday Night Football. The penalties, another 13 penalties, 12 penalties for another 130 yards. You cannot win when you have this many penalties, when you give up that many third down conversions, when you have that many turnovers. This Jets defense is bad. They're straight up bad. Steve Wilks needs to be fired. I get it's rash and like, oh, typical Jets fan overreacting. Steve Wilks is the worst defensive coordinator in the league, and it's not close. And I know the Cowboys defense looks terrible, but at least your offense can hide it. This defense is completely lost. The Dolphins ran the same goddamn bootleg with a crossing route over and over and over again. And it's the same theme as last week when the Jets offense couldn't adapt to Todd Bowles sending the blitz up the middle from the safety. Over and over and over again. And it falls on Aaron Glenn at a certain point too, because you're the head coach and you gotta notice it. Somebody's gotta notice what's going on. And if your coordinator's not doing it, he's the play caller, you gotta pull him aside and be like, yo, dude, fix this. There's like, so they're 0-4. They'll play the fucking Cowboys next week and probably lose that game 60-30, if I had to guess. It's not looking good. I'm kind of really losing a lot of steam on this team. You keep hoping they turn around. Again, no Azaria Thomas on the field, no Malachi Moore. Don't have your rookies involved. That looked pretty decent last week. I don't understand that. That's another thing I don't understand. Oh, I think it was the fourth quarter. They're down 14. It's 3rd and 7 from like the 50. And they just run a halfback dive to Isaiah Davis, which is morally reprehensible at that point. And I like Isaiah Davis, he's a good guy, and I know they're running the ball fine. But that's an insane play call. Your third string running back, you're going to run a halfback dive on 3rd and 7. Down 2 scores in the fourth quarter. And then punt the ball away. That felt to me like you're just kind of saying, okay, I give up. I'll lay down and die. I know this one, guys, didn't really have a lot of this video, didn't have a lot of like organization because my mind's all over the place, but I'm sorry. Like this team is just really driving me to my wit's end. Michael Clemens looked like a fool again. He didn't have any backbreakers this week, at least, but just watching him just makes me angry. Pass rush could do nothing. I think Quinnen did as well as he could. He get double teamed all the time. But there's just, this team does not play well together at all right now. They don't play complementary football. They don't do anything that really they need to do to win games. I'll check back in with you guys probably towards the end of the week. Talk about Dallas. Maybe I'll calm down. Maybe some moves have been made. We'll see. But until next time, sorry for all the cursing this time, but whatever. I don't fucking care anymore.